A heart is not a hole, and I'm Jay. Here for the Thaiger, out on the streets of Bangkok, asking people your suggestions and your questions that you'd like to be answered. This is Vox Pop, voice of the people. Excuse me, sir. Do you have a minute? Can we ask you a couple of questions?
Question about what?
Just about Thailand.
Just fun questions.
So we're
Is that about the Thaiger?
yeah, we're from the Thaiger. Yeah.
See, they know you.
Do you?
Yeah, yes, I know you.
Right, we've got our first guest on the show today. Please introduce yourself.
So my name is Francois. I'm coming from France.
Andy.
Xavier.
I'm Siyapas.
Nick. My
Nick?
name is Nick. Yeah.
And Nick, are you a tourist or are you an expat living in Thailand?
No, I'm original Thai.
Francois, I have a question for you. You know, the country is now reopened starting November. It's been 1.5 months.
Yeah.
But where are all the tourists? Because I don't see any.
I don't know them. I don't know.
Right?
Oh, no, I don't know, honestly. Well, you know the story, right, about the reason why people are coming here mainly. So I think they want to, I think they're going to come back when they're going to feel that the country is fully reopened.
Okay.
Well, I think lots of people would like to come to Thailand, but it's very difficult to. The protocols and processes for getting out of your own country and into Thailand make it more difficult.
Honestly, first, I don't want trouble with the Thai government, please.
Okay.
Honestly, I think it's kind of difficult to come in. You know, I had to be vaccinated twice. I had to do a PCR before coming. I had to do a PCR on arriving, and now I may have to do another PCR in 4 or 5 days, something like that.
Okay.
And you don't really know. That's kind of the issue always with the Thai government. Like, you don't really know.
You know, I heard from a lot of people that was kind of difficult, you know, for example, to get the Thai pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was difficult. For me, that was very easy, honestly.
Because from last year, what I've seen is like the Chinese tourists. So you talk about like 10 million of people from China.
Yeah.
So for the last 2 years, there will be only Chinese. So if they're not allowed to travel now, I don't think that the tourists will come. So you hardly see any like expat from the Europe or America.
For now, I don't see a lot of tourists yet, but I think if they come to Bangkok, they would live in Sukhumvit or Asok area, Nana area. That would be that area.
A lot of the times, people think that Thailand is all about sex tourism and red light district. Do you think that Thailand only has sex tourism, or what do you think that, why do people think like this?
I think because they see from the news or they heard from friends, but if they come to Thailand and then maybe read more information about Thailand, you will see that Thailand, like there are many places, very good places. Actually, it depends on the tourists as well, what they like. So if they like to go to the mountain, they will go to the mountain. If they like sex, yeah, they go to Nana. So it depends.
I think there are more places in Thailand to go than the sex places. So tourists don't need to go to the sex places. But there are lots of different opportunities for sleazy sex things in Thailand than there are in other countries. So there are areas in Bangkok, areas in Pattaya, areas in Phuket, which where the sex industry is thriving, and lots of Western European people come for that.
You know, I think it's I think the perception is very bad. I don't know. It's difficult to say if it's. Well, I think the perception is true, but this is just a perception and a bad one.
Okay.
You know, I think Thailand has much more to offer than that. That's a beautiful country with incredibly nice people. Not talking about the food, of course. Yeah. Everything.
Okay.
Except that, you know, but that is the way it is.
I think it's completely wrong. Honestly, yeah, there is the word like district, there is Soi, there is Nana, etc. And actually it's kind of part of Thailand, for sure, but Thailand has way more to offer than that, definitely. Like the beaches, the people, the food is fucking amazing. And just the mentality, you know, people here are really respectful of the others, even tourists, actually. When you're foreign, you are quite respected here.
It was the question like 30 years ago when I was an exchange student. It's all the same because like the highlight that the people talk about is the taboo things. And then once it's like it's all we are kids, you know. Once you broadcast all the taboo thing, people just got interesting. But if you just go to like temple or beach, and it's all the same. It's the same thing in support cards. So anything that is like a little bit like taboo, people love it. Okay. You can see from Twitter.
I'm in the thick of it. Right, we're out in the middle of the streets. The Thaiger on the streets, asking the people for their voice, for their opinions, and I'm in the thick of it. A lot of the times people ask me, Jay, does it hurt? And I say, when? They say, does it hurt when people throw stones at you? And I just reply back saying, not as much physically, but definitely emotionally. But so far, my experience has been quite positive. Many people in Thailand, I feel, are generally friendly, but even the expats or the tourists have stopped and answered a lot of questions. A lot of the times, you know, some foreigners or some tourists, people living outside, they feel like maybe Thailand has a problem with racism, or that they are racist against foreigners. Do you agree with this? And would you say that does Thailand have a problem with racism?
For Asian in general, let's say Asian, they are really in a big family, a big group, and then the differentiate like from the people outside, they might think like it's a threat. I don't think that it's a racist, but it's a thing that they are insecure. Okay. As you know that everyone that are racist, they are insecure, and that's it. I think it's like with the deep understanding of the context, that's like the skin doesn't matter, right? But they might think that the foreigner might take their job, take their like all the money that they have, so that's why they are a little bit separate like from each other.
Wow, that's a very difficult question. I think racist is not it's a very strong word. I think it's too much. It's just we're talking about two very, very different cultures, two very, very different perception of life, of relationship, of everything. I would say that, I never ever feel anything like racist against myself when I was in Thailand. Okay. Never.
Cool.
Never.
All right.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. Thai people have always been very friendly, much more friendly than some other countries. Yeah, you may pay a little bit more if you're a Farang than you would be if you're a Thai, but it's still cheap compared to where we live.
The government may be unfair to foreigners sometimes, but I would say Thai people are not. Okay. Thai people are usually, it's just like the culture is different, so sometimes there is some misunderstanding between like Europeans or Americans and Thai people, but I don't think they're racist. I'm not even sure Thai people know what racism is.
Well, I disagree. I think some people racist because of their experience. They might experience with some nationality that treat them bad, or some nationality that did them something, I don't know, but it depends on their experience with that nationality.
Okay. All right, Siapas, thank you so much for taking the time to answer our questions.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you for taking the time to answer our questions. Have a great stay in Thailand.
Thank you very much.
See you.
Goodbye.
Thanks so much. Thank you for answering questions, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you. That's all the questions we have today. Thank you for joining us for our first show and our first quest. Francois, appreciate it.
Okay, cool.
Have a great day.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Sometimes, Jason, my trusted cameraman, sometimes people ask me, Jay, why do you do this? Why do you put yourself out there and take the abuse? And I say, I do it for the viewers. And I wish that they subscribe so that we could reach 100,000 followers. So here's a message to you, viewers. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. And I promise that the second time this happens, Natty will do the video. Stop following me, we're done. Jason, cut that part.